When I take the time to actually make a short video about a story of some kind in the gaming world, even though there's not this level of, scoops in the gaming world like you might see in politics or just in the world in general, I do try and focus in on stuff that people maybe haven't seen as much of, or maybe I can offer something interesting on. And today I saw something about Marvel Spider-Man that I do find very compelling, because I made a off the cuff remark about it probably being around the size, like personally, like my idea was of a standalone add-on, something like Uncharted's add-on or one of the smaller Assassin's Creed add-ons, something like that, where it was a standalone experience but also expanding that universe. And about 3 days ago, Brian Horton, he was creative director at Insomniac Games, he actually made a blog post on the PlayStation blog, which, here's the thing, I guess I need to start checking a little more often because I didn't even really remember that this was the thing. He was talking a little bit about the length of this game because there was a lot of speculation in the air about what is this? Is this Marvel Spider-Man 2? Is this its own thing entirely? Is it basically 1.5? Like, are we getting Lion King 1.5 here? What's going on? And he actually came out with this blog post and he gave quite a few little statements on it. There's nice little things he said, including the reaction we received last week was nothing short of incredible, but we wanted to take a bit of extra time to talk about the game and the trailer you saw and point out some things you might have missed. Take a look above. They opened up about several little elements here in the game in this blog post that I found interesting, including the actual length of the game. So, he talked a little bit about how it's set in the wintertime. This is something we see a little bit of in the trailer, but it doesn't go in depth on it. It's also something not a lot of YouTubers were talking about, including me. I think we were so focused in on the Miles Morales aspect and getting a new Spider-Man game that we weren't looking as much at the setting. It also went into details here on that length, like I said, because he said, we know a lot of you want to know how big this game is. Our team at Insomniac has been working incredibly hard to bring you a fantastic Miles Morales adventure since we concluded the development on Marvel's Spider-Man. You'll experience a full story arc with Miles, one that's more akin to a game like Uncharted: The Lost Legacy in terms of overall scope. Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales is an important, heartfelt, emotional, and essential experience to expanding the Marvel's Spider-Man universe, and we hope it will be for you as well. So he went in to talk a little bit more about the PlayStation 5, about how this would go on to make these characters look better because they've been upgraded with 4D scans, improved skin shading, they look more realistic because, again, this really does look like it's the exact same engine as the Spider-Man, the original Marvel Spider-Man, which I would expect it is, especially because this is, just the next game in the franchise. I didn't expect them to make a new engine and for this to be totally different, but it does look like it is going to be running on more modern hardware, a more modern game. Not that that will in any way undo the brilliance of the first Marvel Spider-Man. So it is nice to see, though, that this is going to be around the scope of Uncharted: The Lost Legacy. Now, there are some different ways to take this. Do you want to take it as just, well, Uncharted: The Lost Legacy is a lot smaller and it's a standalone experience for Uncharted? That's it. Do you take it that way? I've seen a lot of, the few people I've seen talking about this, I've seen take more literally about this being probably a 7 to 10 hour runtime. I would say it's probably something like that. I don't know. I mean, even if it is 7 to 10 hours, I could very clearly see this is Insomniac. They're going to have a lot of collectibles. They're going to have a lot of side missions. No matter what, I'm sure that this game will have a lot of side stuff to do even after that general 7 to 10 hours, if that's actually what it is. But we do now know for sure that this is a self-contained, smaller game on its own, like they said, while being an expansion, also like they said, and it works. I think that originally that communication was a little lost to a lot of people because at first it was called an expansion, then it was a standalone, and we were all like, okay, well, what is it? It is really nice to actually go back and look at this and get that clarity and know, hey, I'm expecting a game on its own. It'll be a fun experience, but I'm not expecting Marvel's Spider-Man 2. I'm not expecting a 20 to 30 hour game time story with another 10 hours of side missions and probably double that if I want to platinum the game. I'm not expecting that now. I'm now going in knowing sort of what the scope of this will be, and I'm going to be really excited to see it, especially with the new technology on this game, like the near instant loading, as he goes on to describe, the ray tracing, 3D audio. It's going to be awesome to see basically the original Spider-Man gameplay with the Miles Morales spin, expanding that character more now. He's not just going to be the kid on the phone who's kind of becoming a spider guy, going to be his own character, and we know just the scope. It's awesome to see that. I hope this did bring a little bit of new light to this for some of you who maybe didn't read this blog post as well, and it was interesting for you. Let me know what you're thinking in the comments down below. Are you excited for Spider-Man Miles Morales? Link in the description below to the new Let's Play channel, which is an awesome place to hang out. We've got Discord, Reddit, Instagram, Twitter. It's all down there. Patreon. Hey, I'll see you in the next one. Have a fantastic day and stay awesome.